Hello, Cleveland, and everyone from everywhere else. Welcome to your 10-minute TA for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Sorry for missing yesterday's video. However, I got a little bit busy and a few things came up, and I'm not going to bore you with the details. But please, before we get started, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and as a thank you, I promise to read and respond to every single comment that this video gets, no matter how many. All right, without further ado, let's dive into these charts. Okay, so what have we been seeing going on? Well, we can start, I guess, here on the 90-minute chart. Gonna get big. There we go. Start here on the 90-minute chart. Let me turn the music down a bit. There we go. Okay. Bull flag still in play, but we do got to adjust it a bit. We did see some downside right down to our 786 retracement. That was yesterday. We came down to our 786 retracement level into the golden pocket of the Fibonacci retracement. Let's extend this fib. We got to move it up now too. There you go. Right to that 786 retracement. Bounced out of the golden pocket, came back up just shy of 105, and that's came back down to about just shy of 104, and that's where we are now. So let's adjust our bull flag. Bull flag. Bull flag. Upper bound, lower bound. Let's move this up just a smidge. There you go. So yeah, there's our bull flag. Let's move our measured move. Is it? Should we extend our measured move? Because I mean, this actually could be more like this. So we'll have a small measured move from that one, and we'll have a big measured move. And I have the same thing going on the weekly, where we have a big one and a small one. So let's just take a big one. Big one, bring us up to about 109, right just shy of our all-time highs. And the small one brings us up to, well, back to our current high, our local high. Now, if we were to come up to that local high, that would actually probably put in a double top. Beep. And then we'd have another one there. And then that would play back down to where it came from, which would be down there. It's a wonky one because, like, it just took a while to get to this top. It's actually more like a, ooh, there's one top. Then there more likely would be another top that's like that. And then it would come down. So basically, we're looking for a higher high. If we don't get a higher high, if we just get a same high, a same high, if we get a same high, then we're getting a double top and we're probably heading back down to the mid 90s. But at the moment, things could definitely still play out up to our all-time high. I want to see it. I would love to see it. However, our bearish divergence is definitely still there. The question is, has it played out? So, like, is this all the divergence, the bearishness that we'll get? Or, and like, has it reset? Has it reset? Now we're moving up? Possibly. Possibly not. Possibly we're still seeing, excuse me, possibly we're still seeing lower highs here on our side. And therefore, this lower high here could just be the beginning of this trend going to the downside now, because like we got our lower low from this trend, we got our lower low, now we got a lower high, so now the trend may come on down. Now if it does get under 786, flipping that to support, flipping it from support to resistance, well, that would invalidate our bull flag, and then we're just looking for support from our 996 support level, which is currently roughly correlating to the 200-day, or not 200-day, but the 200 moving average here on the 90-minute chart. Now, I'm more prone to saying that we're going down further. I said that the other day, and we did. Now, we've definitely found a bounce after coming down, but I think we're going down even further. I think we're probably going to be heading down either to this 996 and seeing a bounce off that 200, which is what I want to see. I'd want to see a bounce off that 200 and then continue upwards. But, excuse me, it's late. Getting close to my bedtime. Anyway, but the Stokes here are pointing to the downside. That's telling us that there's going to be some downwards movement. Not how much downwards movement, but there's going to be some downwards movement. Now we're watching the Stokes to find a bottom, either staying here in bullish territory or coming down here and finding a bottom and turning around. When that turns around, that tells us there's going to be some upwards movement. If the RSI can maintain a higher low while the Stokes find bottom and turn around, then the price action will also maintain this higher low, most likely. And then we'll probably find a higher high just slightly above there, coming up to that first measured move of ours and our possible double top. However, if RSI does come under its previous low, or previous several lows, well, then the trend's reversing and we're watching for a higher low in this little thing to happen, and then we'd have a symmetrical triangle, which tend to break down anyway. So while I would love to see an all-time high happen, I think the more likely situation is a move back down to the 200 at the moment here on the 90-minute chart. Let's look at the 22. Yeah, the 22, the RSI is moving into bearish territory. Failed to get a higher high. Are we still over the 200 again? We are over the 200 again, so that's good. But RSI is looking like it's going to the downside. Stokes are pointing to the downside. Let's see what the 5's saying. The 5 is pointing the Stokes to the downside, although it looks like it could be bouncing here. The Stokes are in oversold territory there. They're in oversold here as well in the 22, so they might turn around. Same deal here, they might turn around. But even if they do, they could go real quick, blast up, but then, you know, have us price action and RSI continue the downward trend afterwards. So there's a chance right now for a turnaround, a bouncy bounce. If these lower time frames can do it, can bouncy bounce, then that might turn the 90 minute around. Because right now the 90 minutes looking bearish, but these other ones, these lower time frames, they're telling us that there's a chance for some bullishness, for a bounce from right here. So if there is a bounce from right here, then the 90 will stop looking so bearish, and then we can see what that would look like on the 6 hour chart after that. So right now we're just watching for, you know, for that bull flag to play out, and if not, that to get invalidated by that bearish div. All right, let's take a look at the 6 hour chart. Still got this bull flag. It needs adjusted though. So just you bits like that, and you just a bit like that as well. We can move the fib out just a little, and our measured move can come to roughly there. Measured move is 112 now. The bull flag's looking like a bull flag. Since the other day, I didn't do one on May 12th. May 11th. When did I make a video? Somewhere around here. Yeah, so the bull flag was like in play. It's still in play. The range is still the range. It's not really much change. Stokes have started moving to the upside though, so that's good, but the RSI is still under its signal line. We're seeing a squeeze on the bull bands as well. We just had seen a squeeze on the 90 minute that we came out onto the downside on. So now we're seeing a squeeze here on the 6 hour. What does a Bollinger Band squeeze entail? Well, that tells us that a breakout is going to occur. Not to which direction, but just that a breakout is coming. Currently, with the RSI being under its signal line, it's possible to the downside is where that breakout is going to go. But it's also possible that it's going to go to the upside. There's nothing really saying that it's going to go to the downside on this chart right here, other than the RSI being under its signal line and the Stokes being in bearish territory, that's under the 50. But there's this bull flag, and the bull flag's saying up to 112. So we'll see what happens. What's this red one? Oh, that's from that old thing, that old support. We still haven't gotten over that. We're close though. Look at this, 27.76. There you go. Kind of correlates to right where that would be. That's so weird when stuff like that happens. Like an old trend line correlates to the new price and the target of that price. Price action, I mean. Anyway, let's take a quick peek at the daily and get on our ways because music's over and that means that it's been 10 minutes. And I'm going a little long. Same deal here. We're just looking at the same patterning basically. Nothing really different here on the daily. We're looking for more upside in this upward trending wedge, which is just a completion of this downward trending wedge turned into an upward trending wedge. So now we're looking to see if this is just a higher low, or I'm sorry, lower high from our all-time highs. And if it is, then perhaps we're turning around and heading to the downside on like a bigger scale. So we got lower lows there. Are we going to get a lower low or a lower high now? Hopefully not. Hopefully this bull flag can play out. Pew, bounce us up there. Came out of the golden pocket. So let's see if the bull flag plays out. Let's see if all these dang bull flags on bull flags on bull flags play out. First one taking us up to our local high of 105.6-ish. Our next target bringing us up to our all-time high about 109. 6-hour bull flag taking us up to 112, and our daily bull flag is ranging up to 115. Kind of correlates with that 112 there. So those are my targets to the upside. Downside targets, just look for our support structures, 996, our 200 MAs here on the 90 at that same level. Below that, 94K as a support, and below that we have our daily 200 and 90K, of course. And even if we did go down that way, if we found a bottom anywhere above our April lows, then we'd be putting in a higher low, and that'd be good. That's saying trend reversal to the upside. So right now it's a question, is this going to be a super cycle? Are we going to keep on going up, or is the 4-year cycle going to keep on playing out the way it has been? And are we going down from here? And will next January be the best time to buy? Because that's usually when the next low is, about a year after the high. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Music courteously provided by Luminous, Veloa, and Sax Squatch. Sorry for going a little long. You guys are awesome. Much love, and I will see you tomorrow.